Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from Deltiasgaming.com here with a new Baldur's Gate 3 video. Larian Studios has recently announced that the release of patch 7 for Baldur's Gate 3 will be the last major content update for the game. We can expect patch 7 to go live sometime in September, and consequently, it will have a lot of new content specifically tied to new evil endings. Additionally, the developers will be adding official modding tools for the community to use, handing the game off to the community. With such impactful patch, we figured we'd give you 10 tips on how to prepare, but be warned, there'll be spoilers about the story. And let's dive into number 1 on our list. Number 1, decide your goal. Every new BG3 campaign should have a goal. Ask yourself, what is the most important part of gameplay for you? Challenge yourself on a higher difficulty, making different dialogue choices during the story, romancing a different companion. Focus on the most essential element of your next campaign. It will help you make smaller choices branching out from that. Moreover, you can potentially combine your primary goal with other smaller goals. Do you want to see a lot of those new evil endings play out? It might be time for the Dark Urge campaign. At the same time, you could plan on romancing a different character or make a bunch of different choices at significant moments throughout the game. Having a specific plan and a new way to experience Baldur's Gate 3 in September is the best way you can engage with the game again and continue to find enjoyment. Next up is number 2. Decide on the biggest decisions. One of the major strengths of Baldur's Gate 3 is its replayability and the sheer amounts of branching story paths that you can choose from. The major choices start as early as Act 1 when you first visit the Druid Grove and Goblin Camp. These decisions, who you side with, reverberate throughout the rest of the game. Some of the biggest ones to consider are who you save in the Druid Grove. Should you kill the Night Song? Should you ascend a Sarian or not? What do you do with Shadowheart's parents? Do you side with the Emperor or Orpheus? Should you volunteer to become a Mind Flayer? Moreover, some of these decisions will influence how your companion story play out. Shadowheart's narrative is tied to that of the Night Song, while Lae'zel will have strong feeling regarding the decision about Orpheus. One recently I tried was saving Minthara, since you can do this with a non-evil way by knocking her out rather than siding with the goblins in Act 1. Having a brand new companion to tag along throughout the remainder of Act 2 and 3 breathes new life into this campaign. So ask yourself, which paths do you choose? What do you want to see new and different? Or are you satisfied seeing the same old story play out? Next up is number 3, pick an origin character. If you've already played through Baldur's Gate 3 with both a standard custom character and or the Dark Urge, then it might be time to try out one of the other origin characters. In Character Creator, your origin story is the first choice you make in the game. The default selection is the standard custom character, and the Dark Urge origin is beneath that. However, you can also choose from 6 of the game's companions and play through them as your character. Choosing to main any of these characters for a campaign means that you will encounter the story entirely from their perspective. You'll get new additional dialogue and even new unique custom scenes. My 2 favorites are Lae'zel and Shadowheart. Shadowheart is obviously a fan favorite, but don't sleep on Lae'zel. She's a fascinating choice because of all the extra dialogue and decision points you get with playing a Githyanki character. Pick your favorite companion and play them as your main during the next campaign for a fresh experience. Number 4 is choose a romance. Nearly anyone who's played through Baldur's Gate 3 has their favorite companion, and it's hard not to want to romance the same character each time you play. However, a brand new campaign might just be the right occasion to expand your horizons and discover what other companions might have to offer. For example, a Dark Urge or evil character could allow you the opportunity to romance Minthara. And finally, for anyone who hasn't romanced Karlach yet, you might consider wooing her on the next game. She is the only romance tied to a potential achievement. The Hot Date achievement can be unlocked in Act 3, where you trigger a scene with you and Karlach going on a date in the lower city. And shockingly, I go back to Lae'zel, not Shadowheart, as my favorite companion of romance. I won't spoil too much of her, but her ending is a beautiful opening to her vulnerability and unlocks a new appreciation for this character that you can really only see through romance. Number 5, select a build. Your class and build are some of the most important choices you will make outside of anything within the story of Baldur's Gate 3. As you prepare for patch 7, your class choices will dramatically impact how you play the game. Do you want to be a frontline melee fighter wielding a big two-handed greatsword, a spell casting sorcerer launching fireballs and doing AoE, or maybe a bard focused on charisma and persuasion so you can talk your way out of anything? You should also consider the level of difficulty you intend to play. On Honor Mode campaign, choosing a powerful class and build are vital to making it to the end of the game and actually completing it. If you want to challenge yourself, you can go without companions, and a solo build is essential for you. For Honor Mode difficulty specifically, we recommend a multi-classing Ranger because of their overall survivability, damage, and utility. This is the one class that can attack first in combat, stealth away, have great mobility, and play at range. The Ranger is so powerful it can solo most fights on Honor Mode, and you should give it a try if you've yet to complete the campaign. Number 6 is collect achievements. There are a total of 54 achievements you can collect in Baldur's Gate 3. Furthermore, there are 25 achievements and 29 that are hidden so players don't see potential spoilers. Some achievements you'll earn by playing through the story, however, others will require you to make certain decisions, complete fights in a certain way, or execute certain tasks. For example, there's a very important responsibility you have to play fetch with Scratch. Other achievements will have a lower completion rate among the player base, including Foe Hammer, which is Honor Mode completion. Many of these achievements require you to side with one character or another, and will either require multiple save scummings or new campaign. So when you're making your decision for your campaign, map out the specific achievements you want to accomplish in this playthrough. Number 7 is utilize mods. Although the official modding tool will come out to the game with patch 7, that doesn't mean the community hasn't been doing tons of modding already. Hundreds of mods have been created for Baldur's Gate 3. Some provide quality of life fixes to the user interface, others offer new hairstyles, cosmetics, spells, races, and much more. If you're on PC, you've only played through BG in the standard vanilla version, adding in some mods might be a good way to spice up the next playthrough. Party Limit Begone will increase your party limits so you can bring more companions along with you during that campaign. Fantastical Multiverse adds over a dozen new races to the character creator, all based on Dungeons & Dragons. And the most popular mod currently is Improve UI. This mod adds a wealth of character creation options and quality of life UI improvements. But be warned, some mods may disable achievements for some players or cause other gameplay related issues. Next up is number 8, tactical save points. Outside of Honor Mode, where you only get one save, you should create tactical save points throughout your campaign. These will be before critical moments of combat or decision choices and dialogue. Obviously, if you want to get a particular dice scroll, you can save scum by quick loading. However, it's a great way to achieve multiple achievements, especially if you don't want to make that actual decision. You can just simply load. Another reason this is useful is when patch 7 comes out, there's going to be a lot of different evil endings and likely some different evil dialogue, decisions, and story elements throughout all 3 acts in Baldur's Gate 3. These tactical save points allow you to load a quick save, see what the dialogue does, if it changes, if it's new, and if it's different, and then really dial in what you want to do on your next playthrough. Number 9 is finish Honor Mode. The conditions for the Honor Mode campaign are this: 1 single save slot, end the game on a total party death, powerful new legendary moves for the bosses, and greater supply requirements for long rests. Playing on Honor Mode is truly a difficult experience, but if you complete it, you'll get the Foe Hammer achievement, which you can flex to all your friends, as well as a D20 golden skin dice in game. To make it through Honor Mode, we've talked about this previously, you're going to need to maximize combat potential. We've already talked about a Gloomstalker Ranger multi-class build, but also consider Dark Urge. Dark Urge has one specific piece of gear, your cloak, that when you kill something, you turn invisible. This gives you a massive amount of utility and survivability, and you get it in Act 1. Also make sure to collect as many permanent bonuses as you can to optimize your power. Remember, Honor Mode is very difficult at first, specifically trying to reach level 5 in Act 1 as quickly as possible and then avoid the Gith-Yankee fight. Spend time to craft everything like potions of speed, bloodlust elixirs, and get a party that's really built for combat. Gloomstalker Ranger, Battlemaster Fighter, Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer, and the Life Cleric was the easiest for me to beat Honor Mode. Take your time, loot, sell everything, and remember the beginning is the hardest part of Honor Mode. Last up, we have number 10, play solo or duo. If you love a challenge but have already beaten a campaign on Honor Mode, there are several other ways to increase the difficulty on a new playthrough, and one of them is trying to beat it by yourself or with a friend. Ignore all the other companions or recruit them and don't put them in your party. If you're going to pull this off, you really need a build specifically designed to prioritize survivability and damage. But playing this solo or duo Make some of the easy, boring fights you've done 100 times much more challenging, and you'll gain a deeper understanding of the combat of Baldur's Gate 3 and what really makes a build powerful. That wraps up our 10 tips. We hope you got something out of this video. Please like and subscribe if you want more BG3. And check out the links in the description below for various detailed guides on BG3 content mentioned in this video. Thank you for watching.